Welcome back to today's video, guys. I've got a special treat for you today. Yesterday I went down to Hua Hin and interviewed a guy named Richard from Australia. He is retired in Jomtien at the moment, but thinking about making the switch to Hua Hin. We're going to hear his opinions about both places for retirement, guys. And he's got some great info. So let's get on with today's video. Just press that subscribe if you like this kind of content. And let's go to Richard now in Hua Hin.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Richard. I'm living in Jomtien. Been retired for a little while from Australia, from Brisbane in Queensland, up at Cairns. And my wife and myself decided to retire and travel around the world. And at the moment we're in Jomtien, been there for a little while.
Okay, how are you finding Jomtien? Are you enjoying your stay there?
Love it. Yeah, Jomtien's really good. It's a little bit further away from all the hustle and bustle in Pattaya. We're in Nha Jomtien. And fantastic, a lot of people our age around there too, which is really good. And yeah, fantastic place.
And where are you staying there? Have you got a condo or apartment there?
Yeah, we got a condo. It's called the Veranda Residence. It's in the sort of far end of Nha Jomtien, so we're on a lease there. It's a beautiful location, 28th floor, fantastic.
And how long's the lease there?
Oh, it's 3 months at the moment, but we are going to probably extend to stay in Jomtien because it's a beautiful place.
What about the food in Jomtien? What kind of food, what's the food like there? Do you get much Western food or Thai food there, or do you cook yourself at home?
We do cook it ourselves. We've actually got an air fryer, so my wife Karen loves to do a bit of cooking at home too. But yeah, when we do go out, we like to go to the Jomtien night market. The Western food there is really good. You can get a huge chicken schnitzel for about $2.20 Australian, that is. So yeah, but it's fantastic. So I'm always referring back to Australian dollars, unfortunately.
That's okay. Yeah.
But fantastic. But we do eat the Thai food a lot as well too, and they've got a lot of nice little places. Actually, the little restaurant just where we are, just across the road, and for 50 baht, you get an absolutely beautiful Thai meal.
How much do you think you spend per month on food there?
Look, we're frugal because we don't have an income. We retired. We're sort of self-funded. We're probably spending around about, I would think, probably anywhere between $600 and $800 for food and using the baht buses because we don't have any vehicles in at the moment, and also bolts, etc. So that's including all that, probably around anywhere between probably $500 to $700 Australian a month, I would think.
Richard was just telling me before about he had a bit of an experience with one of the hospitals here in Hua Hin at the moment where we're videoing. Do you want to just tell us about that experience?
Yeah, George. Yeah, what happened was we went up to the temple up here in Hua Hin, and my wife actually started to feel ill and collapsed. So yeah, she wasn't in a good state, unfortunately. But yeah, we got the ambulance and they took us to the Bangkok hospital in Hua Hin. They were fantastic. The service there was great, the doctors, the nurses, all the staff there was fantastic. We're very lucky that we have health insurance. So I was just saying to George, it's so important when you travel, whether you're retired or traveling, get health insurance because when you do need it, it is there. If we haven't had that, it would have been quite expensive because she had to have MRIs, ECGs, all that kind of stuff. But she's getting better, thank God, and it was only a small episode and yeah, could have been a lot worse, but fantastic service at the hospitals here. It just shows you a lot of places around the world you can get fantastic hospital service, not just from the Western countries.
How do you find the transport in Jomtien?
Baht buses are awesome. They're God's
Yeah, I agree. They're fantastic.
Yeah, so we use the Baht bus a lot. But yeah, you get Bolt. So you have your Grab and your Bolt, but your Bolt seems to be a bit cheaper. So always download both apps and you can just check your prices. But Baht buses are all the time. Down the track we're going to get a bike and have our own transport because I can ride. But yeah, the Baht buses, they're very frequent and they're the best thing ever.
So you're visiting Hua Hin at the moment. What do you think of this area? Is it somewhere you'd like to maybe change from Jomtien and come over to Hua Hin?
Love it. Absolutely love it. My wife and myself think it's fantastic. It's like a village, seaside atmosphere here. People our age, which is great. And a lot of couples getting around. So much to see, so much to do. Got the beautiful beaches. The streets are just fantastic. They're clean. Absolutely adore this place. This place is a real must if you're looking for somewhere to retire. It is awesome. It really is.
What do you think of the beach?
Oh, the beach is beautiful.
Yeah, it's
lovely.
nice, isn't it?
Oh, lovely. Yeah. And down around the Old Town area, you can go down, and if you like horses, they've got the horses. You can do the horse ride. But long beaches, you know, if you get further away from the main centre, it's just beaches and there's no one there. You can just walk for miles, and you've got the whole beach to yourself. It's just fantastic. Such a beautiful place.
And where are you staying in Hua Hin at the moment?
Yeah, we're staying at the City Beach Resort. Yeah, beautiful.
That's near the Hilton Hotel, isn't it?
It is, just behind there. The room's good size, very clean. Staff is fantastic. It's right in the centre, and it wasn't that dear. It was, for the 5 nights, it was 415 Australian dollars. And that's quite cheap. So so it was good price. Yeah, really good.
Breakfast there included?
Yeah, breakfast. The breakfast was good. Yeah.
What was that like?
Lovely. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got your eggs, you got your Western stuff there as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just your Thai food. Some places where we've travelled, they've only got Thai breakfasts, but they do have the Western breakfast as well too, which is important. Yeah.
Good sausage then.
Oh yeah, God yeah.
Hi guys, if you're enjoying this content, just press that subscribe button. It helps me out because the videos are free as it is. Just press that red button. It helps out the channel no end. Okay, let's get back to Richard. So Richard, you've been here about 5 days now. How much are you spending per day?
Well,
and that includes alcohol as well.
Yeah. So per day, with alcohol and accommodation, we're probably looking around about 140 to 150 Australian dollars per day. That's including everything.
Is that including your hotel, yeah?
That's including everything, hotel accommodation and everything, and that's food. We're not worried about breakfast because breakfast is at the hotel.
Yeah.
We're talking about snacks while you're out for lunch, a few beers, dinner, and BART buses or a Bolt or whatever it may be to get to places. So it's really, really inexpensive compared to what you pay per day in your at home country, whether it's wherever it is around the world there. Yeah.
And what do you think about the beer in Thailand?
You can't hate a beer anywhere, mate.
Is it as good as Australia?
Yes, it is actually. Yeah. Like we've had different beers from all over the place. From Bali, also from Vietnam, and now in Thailand, and beautiful.
And which one's your favourite?
Chang.
Leo.
No, I love me Chang. Yeah.
Chang. It's a Chang man. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm
Chang,
Leo,
yeah.
huh? I like Leo actually. I prefer that one.
Yeah,
what about in Australia? What did you drink back there?
Well, being Queensland, 4X.
Okay.
4X beer, but I do like the old VB as well, Victoria beer.
Good old VB. I remember that one.
Yeah.
It's a good beer. Yeah.
They are a good beer. Yeah.
So since you've been here, have you been eating mainly street food, or have you been splashing out and going to fancy restaurants?
To be honest, we're a street food people.
Okay.
Wherever we go, we like the street food. You've got to try your different cuisines in different places and sort of push yourself to the limit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the street food. Look, we do occasionally go to restaurants. We haven't had food here at a restaurant. It's all been at the markets, but mainly street food. That's where we like to go, and we like to taste all the different tastes around Thailand and street food area.
How much do you pay for street food?
Oh,
you go out normally?
You're looking at for a decent bit of street food, or depends on what you get, anywhere between probably 50 baht to 100 baht, and you get decent street food. And I'm a big fella, and that feeds me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think most places 50 to 100 baht is kind of, you can get pretty good street food for that in most areas, even touristy kind of places as well. Have you noticed the prices in Hua Hin are more expensive than Jomtien?
No, about the same actually. Yeah, very similar. We've walked past restaurants and looked at the menus, and from what I gather, the prices are pretty much the same as what you're paying in Jomtien, I think.
So you're fully retired now in Jomtien, aren't you?
That's
correct, is that right? Yeah. So you got a pension coming in from Jomtien, or
no,
from Australia?
No. My wife and myself are self-funded. Yeah, so we got a house in Australia, which we actually sold, and we invested that money, and the money that's invested we use to use for our retirement. So we're just. My wife's a little bit older than me, so she's just under the age of getting a pension. But that's what we do. We're self-funded. We don't have any pensions or anything like that.
See, obviously we're drawing cash here in Thailand. How are you accessing money? Because you're living here full time. Yeah.
So we use the Wise accounts, the Wise cards. We've been to other places before, and it's been fantastic. So we're using it in Thailand. So I suggest if you want to do cash from ATMs and stuff like that, get yourself a Wise card. So you just transfer your money from your bank account to your Wise, and then all you do is you convert it over to Thai bar, and you go to your ATM, and it spits the money out for you. But remember, the ATMs all charge you 220 baht per transaction, and that's everywhere. So you will have to pop that whichever ATM you go to. But Wise card, guys, awesome. You should get one.
So that's like a fixed charge every time you're withdrawing. So you withdraw the maximum amount, and what's the maximum amount you can withdraw?
30,000 in some 30,000 baht in some of the ATMs, and some of the other ATMs are 20,000 baht. So
okay, which ATMs are you using?
the Bangkok, Bangkok Bank. Yeah.
Bank. Have you not had any problems with it?
No, fantastic. Yeah, we try to always use an ATM that's connected to a bank, because some of these ones are on the side street. Look, I haven't had any bad things about the ATMs on side streets, but we just don't want to risk it. So we always try to find bank and use an ATM from the bank.
And what's the exchange rate like at the moment from Australian dollar over to?
20 per dollar is 23 bar, I think it is, something like that, 23 bar, I think. Don't hold me on that though, guys.
Okay, I'll put the correct currency on the screen now for you guys from Australian dollar.
Yeah.
So since you've been living in Jomtien, have you seen much pollution there at all for the last 3 months?
No, not a lot. Look, you get the occasional day where we look on the balcony, you could sort of see it in the distance over Pattaya Way. But look, honestly, it's not that bad at all. Even we've been in Hua Hin for a few days, and the pollution isn't that bad. It's not as bad as what it's all over Facebook and things like that. I think people really run with negativity on places.
So it's not been that bad since you noticed since you've been here? Yeah, I mean, there's maybe a touch of pollution here today, but I mean, it's very minimal.
It's minimal, yeah, and it's not to the point where, you know, you have to stay indoors and things like that. You can still get out and do your stuff, and as in Jomtien, you might get a day of it and then it clears up. Honestly, guys, pollution really isn't a huge thing here in these areas.
And this time of year, there's a lot of pollution around Thailand anyway, in the north especially, and around Bangkok. You know, this time of year is notorious for having a bit of pollution in Thailand, so something to think about. But here, there's not really hardly anything, to be honest, hardly noticeable. And this is the worst time of year, really.
Yeah, so, that's right, George. Yeah. So honestly, guys, not that bad.
So you've been living in Jomtien just a month now, is that right? So how much money are you spending per month in Jomtien, and how much do you think you're going to continue to spend there? Is it going to go up or down?
Hopefully down. But
hopefully down.
But we sort of budgeted around about 50,000 Thai baht for the month. That's with the accommodation, our food, and all our other costs of living costs.
So this is you and your wife?
That's for both of us, for the couple.
So a couple,
so look, that may go up because as you stay in places longer, you may have certain things like shoes, clothes, or whatever you've got to buy. So those prices, that budget may go up next month or next few months while we're there. So and you need to take that in consideration when you're retiring. You do have a budget, but you need to also have that little safety cap as well too. That's really important.
Yeah, for sure. I always keep going on about that. Have this as a budget, but then have emergency fund for a new laptop, a new phone, a flight home.
So important, So don't live on the edge, guys. Don't live on the edge. Have that little bit extra to cover yourself.
But it is possible, because you've just lived in Jomtien for 1 month and spent 50,000, so that is entirely possible. And remember, this is a couple. This isn't a single guy on his own.
That's right.
This is a couple. So,
and that's with a few beers when we go out. Like, we don't drink a lot, but a few beers when we go out. We still enjoy ourselves. We do things. We like to walk. We do eat at home occasionally. My wife likes to cook as well. So, but yeah, you can live on that kind of budget quite comfortably, no worries at all.
So you came to Thailand on like a tourist visa originally, and then switched over to retirement visa, is that right? Do you want to tell the folks about that a little bit?
So we came in just on your normal visa that come from Australia. It's a free visa for 60 days. Seen our visa agent, so we're going to a non-O retirement visa. When you get it on shore, I'm trying to remember here, when you get it on shore, it lasts for 15 months. If you decide to get it offshore, you come in 3 months, and then they extend it for another 12 months. So it's still 15 months. Now, for the 15 months, it was 29,500 baht. That includes everything. So the visa agent organises everything for you in that price. You'll get a bank card. You also get a bank book. This is with the Bangkok Bank. Also pay 4,500 baht, and that's for multiple entries. That's allowing you to go back to your home country and travel around the world in that. If you get a single entry part of that visa, it's only 1,500 baht. To be honest, you're better off paying the 4,500 baht and get multiple entries. Just makes it easy for you. But you go through an visa agent, they sort it all out. So it's quite a good process, an easy process.
Oh, Oh, thanks, Richard, so much for doing that interview. It's going to help a lot of people out, mate. Thanks a lot for your insight. Lots of great information there for you guys thinking about retiring in them two places. I say Richard's pretty split as well. I think he's falling in love with Hua Hin slowly, though. I can see it in his eyes. He's going to be there soon. All right. Take it easy until next time. Don't forget to follow Richard as well. Roaming Richard, his channel name. Okay, take it easy, guys.